Hi you guys, my name's Sarah. This is my YouTube channel about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 2. I want to thank you guys so very much for all the love and encouragement you gave me after my last Flosstube, or my very first one. I never thought that over 200 people would watch it in the first week, with several comments and some subscribers, so thank you so very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Let me tell you what, the second video has been harder for me to make. I don't know why. So this is going to be the version you see. If there's a lot of editing, I'm sorry, but I've tried I don't know how many times and not liked it. I did try last week, like last Friday, to do it. It wasn't going anywhere. And I've tried several times today, but I don't know. We'll see. So you might see a lot of editing. I am going to try to put in pictures of where my progress was last time you saw it, so you can see what the progress is that I made this past week. I think that's pretty neat to see that when people put that in their videos. So I have, first of all, my featured FFO is right there. And this is called Spring Morning by Stoney Collections. It's on a 28 count even weave with the called for DMC. I had it framed at Hobby Lobby. This is my very first piece that I stitched on even weave. After I found Flosstube, I decided I'd try linen. Then I got the linen at either Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's or wherever. It was pretty thick. It was kind of difficult to stitch on, but I got it done. It looks very nice. So that is Spring Morning by Stoney Collections. I don't know when I started it, but I finished it in July of 2019. Let's see. So I have one finish. I have several whips, and I have some haul to show you. So I told you last time that I was going to work hard at getting a finish on my Stitchy Stars. And this is what it looked like before I finished it. And this is the finished piece. So this is Stitchy Stars by It's So Emma. It's on a 28 count cashel linen with the color flax. It's the called for floss. It's the floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop. I started it on June 11th of 2021, and I finished it October 12th of 2021. And I have a paddle from Stitch Etc. that I am going to FFO it on, so it looks similar to what Kim and Ashley finished their Stitchy Stars on. Okay, on to my whips. Let's see, so the first one is Death by Cross Stitch. I decided to pull that out for a little bit. And this is what it looked like beforehand. And this is where I've gotten to this week. So what I did was I finished that row right there, that column, and then I started on this second one right there. So I finished half of that and all of that. This is on a 32 count Picture This plus sand, and the DMC is 935. This was a New Year's start for 2020. My next whip is Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor. This is what it looked like beforehand. This is what the pattern is going to look like. And this is my progress. I finished that there, and then I started that piece right there. This is on a, I believe, 28 count Queen Anne's Jobelan with the called for Valdani. The last time or when I showed this my first episode, I had told you that I didn't like the Valdani, or I was having a problem with it. When I stitch, I use the sewing method, and I use a 28 petite needle, so I can just whip right through. So what I did was I changed the needle. I'm not sure if that's a 24 or 26 count, but I'm doing the poke and stab method, and it's a lot easier. I like it now. So it's not going as fast as my other projects or when I use the sewing method, but it's okay. But it's so very pretty. I love that. That is so pretty. Okay. My next whip is the baby sampler that I am doing for my daughter's friend that had twins. So this past week I spent 2 days of my usual stitching time just trying to chart out the baby's name and the birth date and all that stuff. And so the name is going to be, it's going to be a lot of stitching with the name too. This is what it's going to look like, but the name's different. I'm going to be making 2 of these because she's had twin girls. So this is where I was last time, and this is where I am now. So this past 10 days or so, I stitched that, I finished the back stitching here, and I think I finished back stitching there. And then in addition to charting, I also started on the lettering. And it's on a 28 count white linen. And I'm using the called for DMC. So that's, oh, and that's by Pinecone Mcgee on Etsy, that pattern. Next is my Zelda, my lovely little Mirabilia. So this is what Zelda's going to look like. And this is where she was last time you saw her. And this is where she's at now. I think it's very pretty when I see Mirabilias or faces done or skin done in 1/1. So I thought I'd try it. So I didn't do a lot on her, but I did work some on the skin on the 1/1. She's gonna be so pretty. The fabric is 32 count Stoney gray. Can't see, maybe right there. 28 counts, nope, 32 count Stoney gray linen by Wichelt with a called for floss. I started this on September 15th. Okay. And my last whip is I Need Thee Every Hour. This is a Leisure Arts book. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where it was last time you saw it. And this is where I am now. You can't tell very much, but what I did was the back stitching on the flowers up here. And I have ink mark that's been there for a very long time. I'm hoping I can find a framer that can frame around it so that they don't get that ink mark in. If it's in there, well, it's a conversation piece. So I did the back stitching on the flowers, and I am, looks like I've got to over here. So I back stitched all these flowers. This is so pretty. I love this. Okay. That's a 14 count white linen with the called for DMC. I don't know when I started it. I think it's my next to oldest whip. I've been working on it for a very long time. Okay, that's my whips. Okay, this next portion is the haul. I'd like to call it shh, don't tell my husband, but I think my husband's gonna be watching my Flosstube, so sorry honey, you're gonna see how much I really spend on my cross stitch. The first part of this is I belong to the local EGA up here, the Woodlands chapter of the EGA. One of its members is also a member of Needle Pointers of the Woodlands, and apparently one of its members was destashing a lot of stuff. I don't remember why or what the story is. So last month she brought patterns. I bought a lot of lavender and lace patterns and EGA patterns and a bunch of patterns for cheap. This week, or this past month, she had brought linen to sell from this lady. I bought quite a bit, but it was only $5 for a small piece and $10 for a large piece. So I made out. This first piece is a 32 count natural brown linen. The price tag says $50. But this is a huge piece. I mean, I can't even, let's see, it looks like it's just got one section cut out of it. I can't even, look at it, it is huge. It just has that one section cut out. Otherwise it is huge. And I got that for $10. I think that right there may have been worth, it is more than worth it. Next is a dusty rose piece of banding. Isn't that pretty? That's the width of it. And then that is doubled. So that's a pretty decent size. And it also came with the pull that goes along with it. And that was only $10. So I think I made out pretty well with that too. And then we just have, I don't know the color, and this may be a 28 count. And she had actually, looks like she started stitching something on it. So started stitching that, but I've got all this up top here, and I've got this down here that I can stitch on. That was only $5. Another $5 piece is this piece here. And if I don't like it, if I don't like that color, I can dye it. That's easily dyeable. And then there are several of these. It says 32 Angel of Grass. 32 count Pretty Linen Angel of Grass. So I've got two pieces of that. And this is the size. So a decent size for $5. And then there is another piece of that. Oh, you know what? I bet that first Angel of Light, maybe that's the pattern she was going to use it with. Oh, you know what? I bet that says 32 count putty linen. And then she was going to use it for the first Angel of Life. So that's the tag. And then this was the tag for that one. But this was another decent size. That was only $5. And this feels like a Wichelt. Let's see. Let me see if I can get the color for you. It's like a greenish brown. Yeah. This is another decent size for only $5. And then there's this pretty, very pretty blue. Looks like she was going to use this with the Blue Moon Angel. Yeah. And then we have another off-white linen. I think it's just like the other one. Another $5 piece. That's pretty good size. And this is a 32 count cream Belfast linen. Let's see, this is the color. That's pretty close. And this is another $5 piece. See, pretty decent for $5. I made out like a bandit. I was the first one there. So I had first pick. This is a 32 count platinum Belfast. It says 3/8 of a yard and it's originally $19.95. I got it for $5. Look at that. That's a decent size for $5. Let's see if I can show you the color. That might be it right there. So I made out pretty good. I had gotten my Just Cross Stitch magazine for the month, the December issue. Sorry, I'll just leave that like that. So this is the Just Cross Stitch. Usually I'm the last one to get the magazine, but I have not seen anybody showing their copy of the magazine yet. So I'm surprised I got it already. I like the Santa Claus. There's a couple of cute things in here. Nothing that I probably won't stitch any of them. I like this. Oh, Christmas tree Victorian sampler. I like that. And there's some cute gnomes in here. So that's that. I went down to 3 Stitches last week to pick up my monthly copy of Sunday Stitches. And when you go in there, you don't get just one thing. So this month's Sunday Stitches is To God Be the Glory by Heartstring Samplery. So that is To God Be the Glory. And then I saw Texas Wildflower Fields by Redbird Design. Redbird Design does a lot of Texas theme things. That is cute. And I saw this pattern called Patriotic Designs, or Patriotic Times, and it's designs that reflect our American heritage, designed by Sandra Sullivan. So that is, I like that one, and I like the little flag. And then I found this pattern by Shakespeare's Peddler, Sarah McGregor sampler, The Lord's Prayer. This is, I like it first because it's got Sarah and she's got her H. But this is really pretty, The Lord's Prayer. That's really pretty. And last but not least is I bought another Moira Blackbird. This is called Three Things Sampler. So that's what that looks like. And it says, 3 things there are that will never come back. The arrow shot forth on its destined track, the appointed hour that could not wait, and the helpful words that was spoken too late. That was really pretty. That house looks like it's big. It's the stitch count on this. Looks like it's a big one. 263 by 359, so that's another big one. But that's what I tend to do. Okay, that's all in my haul. I'm not big on talking about my life, but just to let you know, Ben, I had told you last time, he needs to get a job and be an adult. He's had 2 job interviews this week. He said one went okay, the other one he thought did pretty good. So hopefully one of those 2 will give him a job. And this weekend, I have a friend, my bestie from Fort Worth area, is coming down. She's going to spend the night. She's got a baby shower that she's going to, and then she needs some place to spend the night. So she's coming here. We'll probably go out for supper someplace. And I was asked to work a couple hours tomorrow for one of my coworkers so she can go to a friend or to her child's field day. So I'll be working tomorrow. And then next week starts all over again. So I probably will try to do a Flosstube on Halloween. I guess that's been a little more than a week away. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta buy candy. Okay. Well, anyway, sorry, I squirreled. So thank you so much for watching. This is, I actually got through this one. I'm surprised. So thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.